Hi, welcome to Roy's Game Table. Today we have an unboxing for the Doctor Strange Hero Pack. So pull up a chair and let's see what's inside. Alright, well let's go ahead and dive into the pack. Okay, first things first, let's find the poster. There's always a nice poster that they include in the game, and that's his. Okay. All right, and then on the back we have his information about his hero pack, and he comes with protection, as you see there. So there's Doctor Strange Hero Pack, the poster that comes with it. Here are the cards. We're going to unpack these and we'll look at the cards. Okay, so we see Doctor Strange here on his hero side. Spell Mastery, action, exhaust Doctor Strange and pay the cost of the top card of the Invocation Deck. Resolve the special ability on that card. And then his alter ego side, he's got 3 recovery and he has hit points of 10. Mystic. Stephen Strange begins the game with an Invocation Deck. See the insert, natural talent, action, discard the top card of the Invocation Deck. So let's look at that insert for this Invocation Deck. Okay, you can see there, there's some flavor text underneath the Doctor Strange Hero Pack, but let's look at the Invocation Deck. Doctor Strange is the master of the mystic arts and sorcerer supreme. To represent his incredible knowledge and magical power, he begins each game with a special 5-card Invocation Deck in addition to his player deck. So to create the Invocation Deck, shuffle all 5 of Doctor Strange's Invocation cards together, and it lists out what those are. Then place the Invocation Deck face down next to your identity card. And then during the game, play with the top card of the Invocation Deck face up at all times. You may use Doctor Strange's Spell Mastery action to resolve the ability on that card. After that card is resolved, it is placed in a special discard pile that belongs to the Invocation Deck. And if the Invocation Deck is ever empty, shuffle the Invocation discard pile back into the Invocation Deck. There is no penalty for doing this, okay? So he'll have a separate deck of Invocation. I know many of you know this already, but in case there is anyone who doesn't know anything about Doctor Strange's Hero Pack at this point, well, he comes with this special 5-card Invocation Deck. Okay, so we know about the Invocation Deck now, and then you see there his natural talent. Action, discard the top card of the Invocation Deck, limit once per phase. All right, now we're moving into Wong. Looks like his unique ally for Doctor Strange. Action, exhaust Wong. Choose to either heal 1 damage from your identity or discard the top card of the Invocation Deck. Okay, cool. Then we have Astral Projection. Choose a scheme, remove 3 threat from that scheme, and look at the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon on that card, remove 1 additional threat from the chosen scheme. And it looks like we have 2 of those. Magic Blast. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and discard the top card of your deck. If that card printed resource has physical resource stun, if it's energy, deal 2 damage to that enemy. A mental, confuse that enemy, or wild, all of the above. So similar to what Hulk does, but better. I mean, it costs more than Hulk, but 5 damage, and then you can get a stun, or you could get all of those. That's pretty good. And we have 2 of those. Master the Mystic Arts. Pay the printed cost of the top card of the Invocation Deck, resolve its special ability, then place it back on top of the Invocation Deck. And there are 2 of those. Mystical Studies. Alter ego action. Search your deck and discard pile for a Doctor Strange card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Protective Ward. When a treachery is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel all of its effects and discard it. Hero Interrupt. When a treachery is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel all of its effects and discard it. Sanctum Sanctorum. Exhaust Sanctum Sanctorum. Shuffle a spell card from your discard pile into your deck and draw 1 card. All right. Cloak of Levitation. You gain the aerial trait. Hero action, exhaust Cloak of Levitation, ready Doctor Strange. And then play under any player's control. This is magical enhancements. Your hero gets +1 thwart, attack, or defense. So he can do it. I mean, I usually play solo, so this would only go on him, but you can actually use this card for someone else and increase their thwart, attack, and defense. And looks like until it gets removed. And then when the round ends, discard magical enhancements, which it would be removed there at the end of the round. Okay, 2 of those. The Eye of Agamotto. Exhaust the Eye of Agamotto, generate a wild resource. Okay, so he does come again with the protection aspect. So here we have Brother Voodoo, and he's going to be an ally. Response: after Brother Voodoo enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. Okay, so, and 2 thwart, I like that, although it does have 2 consequential damage, but I mean, seems like pretty decent. Clea, interrupt: when Clea is defeated, shuffle her into her owner's deck. All right, and then Iron Fist, 4 cost, 3 health. Iron Fist enters play with 2 mystic counters on him. Response: when Iron Fist attacks an enemy, remove 1 mystic counter from him, stun that enemy, and deal 1 damage to it. So that is a good ability, I think, right there, to be able to just keep the villain or a minion locked and stunned for a couple of rounds. So I kind of like Iron Fist there, although he has a cost of 4. But that's okay, as we know from some that have said, allies win games. And I would tend to agree. Desperate defense here. It's a hero interrupt. It's defense. So it can only be played when you're attacked. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, ready your hero. All right. It looks like we have 3 of those. Momentum shift. Heal 2 damage from your hero. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. And we have 3 of those. And then, of course, there's Power of Protection. We know about that. There's some Med Team. A couple of those. Night Nurse. Uses 3 medical counters. Exhaust the Night Nurse and remove 1 medical counter from her. Heal 1 damage from a hero and discard 1 status card from it. Okay, and only 1 to get into play. So that's pretty decent, looks like. Unflappable. Play under any player's control, max 1 per player. After you defend against an attack and take no damage, exhaust Unflappable, draw 1 card. So we have a couple of cards in here that if you don't take damage, you get some kind of benefit. In this case, it's drawing a card. And we have 3 of those in here. All right. And then warning, it's one of the basic cards, looks like a new one. Interrupt defense. When a hero would take any amount of damage, reduce that amount by 1. No cost. So, and it does have a physical resource, so it can help with anything that needs that. Like if you're playing in aggression and you have relentless assault or something like that, it can help you there. If you just need a physical resource, 3 of those. And then we have energy, genius, strength, Avengers Mansion. And then the Sorcerer Supreme. Play only if you have the Mystic trait. You get +1 hand size while in hero form. That is great. And as far as I know, he's the only Mystic that's in the game right now. But I'm sure that'll change. And you get a +1 hand size in hero form. Okay, here's his obligation. Give the Stephen Strange player. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose to either exhaust him and get rid of it, or the next event you play costs 3 additional resources. Discard this obligation after you play an event. Okay, so similar in tactics to how other obligations have worked so far in the game. And then here's his nemesis minion, Baron Mordo. Forced interrupt. When Baron Mordo attacks you, discard the top card of your deck. If that card's printed resource has, and then you see there, if it's physical, you are stunned. Energy, take 2 damage. Mental, you are confused, and wild, all of the above. Okay, open the Dark Dimension. When revealed, place the top card of the Invocation deck face down under the scheme, and then when defeated, shuffle the Invocation card under here into the Invocation deck. So definitely going to mess with you, as it should. It's his nemesis. Then we have Counter Spell attached to your hero. And Forced Interrupt. When you play an event, cancel its effect and discard it. Then discard this card. Okay. And there are 2 of those if you end up pulling Shadow of the Past. Thought Casting. There's the Alter Ego effect is discard a card from your hand with the highest cost. Place threat on the main scheme equal to the printed cost of the card. And then discard a card from your hand with the highest cost. Take damage equal to the printed cost of that card. All right. And here are the Invocation cards. Special, stun an enemy and deal 7 damage to it. Place this card in the Invocation discard pile. Okay. Images of a con. Confuse the villain and remove 4 threat from his scheme. Place this card in the Invocation Deck discard pile. Okay, special. Give up to 3 characters each a tough status card. Place this card in the Invocation Deck discard pile. Only cost 1 to be able to play this, and you can get a tough. That's pretty nice. Choose a status card and play it. Replace that status card with a different status card. Place this card in the Invocation Deck discard pile. And I know this was spoiled, I think, on the FFG live stream when they went through Doctor Strange, and this would be nice because, you know, like if you're playing Rhino and you're moving to stage 3 on Expert, he gets a tough status card. You can play this and turn it into a stun. Or when you move him to stage 3, the hero gets stunned. You can play this and turn that stun into a tough. So it's pretty cool how he can manipulate those status cards. All right, special, draw 3 cards. Place this card in the Invocation Deck discard pile. And then the remaining cards are not part of his pre-built deck, so they're going to be just the extras, and then that's his starter deck. If you ever want to put it back together, the deck that we just kind of went through. So the aggression cards that come in here, his pack, Skilled Strike, Interrupt. When your hero makes a basic attack, it gets +2 attack for that attack. All right, and it is 0 to be able to play that. 3 of those. And then Foiled, Interrupt. When a boost card is turned face up during a scheme activation, cancel its boost icons. All right, so that's pretty nice, although it's an event, so it's something you have to hold into your hand or draw into, but always nice to be able to cancel some of the mean boost effects that come into the game. So 3 of those. And then we only get 1 leadership extra card, but that is Iron Man. And he costs 4 to come into play, but he's 2 thwart, 2 attack. So reduce the cost to play each upgrade on Iron Man by 1. And so like an Inspired could go on him. Inspired costs 1, but it would go on him for free. And that's the Doctor Strange Hero Pack. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when any future videos are coming out, because I will be doing some playthroughs of Doctor Strange against some of the villains. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to get those out, but they are coming. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And until then, I'll save you a seat at the table.